Good morning, everybody. Another day, another set of results, but this time something we haven't done for a number of years. We're producing results from another project, which is our other project we own 100% outright, the Redcastle project, which is the immediate strike extensions of the Costerfield mining lease. This is an old gold field. It's got something like 17 kilometres of combined veins, something like 50,000 workings from the old timers. And we put a few holes in there when we first started the company in 2020, 2021, when it was in its prior version in Mawson. And we've done a little bit of work at Redcastle, but it hasn't been the key project as we found more and more and more at Sunday Creek. Now, to keep tenure alive and going, you need to spend money and do some work on the project. So that's essentially what we've done here. We've drilled 2 holes into what we thought were untested areas, and actually they delivered as well as we could have ever hoped for. We drilled 2 holes. The first one was hole 16, which was into the Laura prospect. Now, we hit 8 separate high-grade areas, remembering that Redcastle is very similar to Costerfield, not like the 3 to 4 metre average width we see at Sunday Creek. These things are more like Costerfield, which are tens of centimetres wide. So what we saw was 26 grams of gold over 14 centimetres, 15 grams of gold over 22 centimetres, which is very commensurate with what we saw with the old timers. And then another intersection had up to 0.33% antimony. So this is an antimony goldfield too, one of the key goldfields, antimony goldfields in the day, and it was during the Prussian Wars even in the 1860s that Redcastle production increased. We also drilled another hole at an area called Beautiful Venus, hole 17. Now that didn't hit as much gold, that hit a lower grade result, 0.91 grams over 0.29 metres. So not as good there, but we hit the structure, and these structures have plunging high grade, so it was great to hit the structure there. So a very robust set of results. The first deeper hole into the Laura prospect hit, so we've got continuity towards depth there. Redcastle continues to deliver these high grades. This is a district scale opportunity, 17 kilometres of veins, which most have been untested, and if they've been tested, only down to the very shallowest levels, down to 50 or so metres vertically. So we remember these epizonal fields get much better at depth, and that's perhaps what we could expect of Redcastle too once we get down to 300 or 400 metres. So this is absolutely a second tier project for us. It's not the main game. Sunday Creek remains the main game, where we've got 11 rigs spinning. We've got the exploration decline continuing, and everything is happening down here in Victoria. So much gold to be found and so much more to be found. Redcastle is really doing what we've done at Sunday Creek, which is finding where the old timers mined at surface, and we've drilled underneath those old workings and found more gold. Now, the Laura mine was a long strike within a few hundred metres of the Clark mine. At Redcastle, there was some extremely high-grade areas that were mined from the 1850s, 1856, I think was the first mining. Now, we've got to remember that a lot of this was probably hand-sorted material in a very different way than what we mine today, but there's records that have these areas around Clark's having been mined at 20,000 ounces at 254 grams. So some extremely high grades there, no doubt, giving it some indications from what the old timers found. So in Victoria, look for these epizonal systems, the gold, antimony, and start to look deep quickly. That's what we've done here at Laura. We found more gold. The system continues at depth, and Redcastle provides an incredibly interesting opportunity, and we need to work out just how to monetize this, as we are no doubt focusing on and will continue to do so at Sunday Creek. So Southern Cross continues to deliver. Sunday Creek remains the main project. Redcastle is something that we've had in our back pocket, but huge optionality with that project as well. Another epizonal gold antimony field that remains absolutely at its very early days with a few modern drill holes into it and lots of gold and antimony we found now, and a lot more to be done in the future.